different herbs and spices.
This represents all the planets that are in the solar system.
2, 1. Good morning and welcome to WDE News Team.
So everything that you saw in the video is actually on our campus. We weren't on a field trip. We've been able to develop gardening areas, gopher tortoise preserve areas. Not only have you helped us clear our gopher tortoise preserve, but we've been able to work along the district with environmental services to make sure that we're keeping them safe as well as the children safe. And with the support that you've given us over time, it's now an official preserve. Last year, the kids really amped it up a bit. They wanted to do something a little different, and we ordered these special headsets, and they're able to give tours, walking tours. And you saw some signs that are very professional looking. The children designed all the signs, and we were able to fund them through a grant. So come for a Gopher Tortoise Preserve someday. We would love for you to see our campus. And we're proud to say, to serve as principal at D.D. Eisenhower, we are dreaming big. That really spoke to me when I heard that earlier. We've been able to put together the Environmental Science Academy just over the past 5 years, and it has really grown. We now have 8th graders. This is our first year that we've expanded from pre-K all the way to 8th grade. And we've also worked on our logo. Dina, I need to get you a revised logo. These now speak to the one on the right is a little bit more for our middle school, and the one on the left brings out the characteristics of the entire school. Our mission continues to be creating young environmental stewards. We call that the YES program. And in our mission, I just wanted to point out students, staff, parents, and community members are all part of our school family. There is no way that we could do what we do without our community, and you all play such an important role in that. Continuing on the next slide, just a little bit about our demographics. We're getting near 600 students. That's the largest we've ever been. We do have the highest number of second language learners that we've ever had at 19%. We still continue as a Title I school, which is how the parents qualify for special services. Last year, we ended at about 92%. It does grow a little bit throughout the year. Right now, we're at 85%. And our ethnicity, our racial background, to me, is incredible, especially living in South Florida. It's very uncommon. If you see the 3 large bars, that is our Black, Hispanic, and white counts, which are almost even, which is pretty much unheard of in the public school system. And we feel that it's such a great attribute to our school for our kids. I forgot to put up there about our students with disabilities. We have grown to about 30%. So we do serve a great number of students with disabilities or 504 plans that require some extra services. So over the years, you have done so many things for our school, and I just wanted to list a few of those. I'm not sure if you can see with the small print. Beautification days, serving on SAC, Thanksgiving gift cards for families in need. All of these things have just been, whether it was through the pandemic supplies that we needed, ongoing support. There isn't a child in our school without a backpack. Every child has a backpack and necessary supplies. Not only have you provided us with supplies that we're able to make sure every child has what they need, we've also been able to stock shelves, and we call it our school store. Our school store only requires a smile, no money. And anyone who needs supplies, whether it's children or teachers, are able to come in and get what they need. So initially, we would get the supplies and we'd kind of put them out and tell people, take what you think is needed. And this is a much better systemic way to keep things stocked. We're able to keep an inventory, and then the teachers know exactly what we have and they place their orders. So thank you for that. That's really been amazing for our school. And then some pictures over time of the hard labor that you've also helped us with gardening beds, which in the summer in Florida, gardening just becomes a takeover of weeds. So in the fall, it becomes a big project. Pressure washing, beautification in general has been greatly appreciated. So last year, I told you guys, this was the Staff Appreciation Week with coffee and donuts, which that's the place to the teacher's heart, right? Coffee and donuts for sure. And this was, we started last year a house system that I introduced to you. We were just getting our feet wet with testing it out. We're now 100% school-wide. We have 4 houses in our school. Our theme is 4 houses, 1 Eagle family. And initially, my fear was that we would cause division with houses and children get competitive if my house is better than your house. So we really laid the ground rules early about the purpose of this is uplifting one another. Each house has a different trait, and we celebrate and learn about the different traits, but it's about community building and bringing people together, and it has worked beautifully. We are, as I said, our first year school-wide implementation. That wheel that you see, the children and the staff spin the wheel to determine which house they're in, and each of them have their own traits, a country of origin, a mascot, and we have monthly house meetings. The beauty of this is not only are we bringing people together, a new student comes into the school, how scary is that? Mid-year, they spin the wheel. By the time they make it to class, it's announced what house they're in, and they're embraced by their house members. They don't sit at lunch by themselves. They have an immediate connection. And if children, we know, need to belong. So if they need to belong to something, let's make it positive. So we've also developed a house council. Students are now standing in front of their classmates with a microphone and leading. We led the meetings last year. We're now turning the meetings over to the children. To see them lead their classmates at first could be a little scary with the microphone, and with time to see their leadership grow has been tremendous. One of the things we've implemented is even in the classroom when they speak, we encourage them to stand up and speak. Their voices are important and they should be heard. And that's something that we teach them, be proud of what you have to say. In the old days, remember as a teacher, the kids would quietly say an answer, and then the teacher would say, "Did you hear what Debbie said?" and repeat it. We don't do that anymore. Use your big voice and be proud. The picture that you just saw that was up there with the purple confetti, that was at the end of the year. We revealed which house earned the most points, and we had little poppers, and the color of the confetti revealed the House of Kindness. Nukamori won last year, and we celebrated, and the whole school wore purple after that to honor Nukamori. So with the 4 house systems, we've learned this through the Ron Clark Academy in Georgia. And we've kind of become a little obsessed about converting our school into a castle, right, Miss Brown, as you see the hallways? And we're having a little bit of fun with that magical theme and telling them that together we make magic. And we need everyone to be part of that magic. You'll see on the next slide some beautification that we did. We used sponges to make the wall look like a brick wall. And if there are any artists out there, we would love some help with some additional murals to make the school come alive. So these are some things that we're looking forward to with partnerships. A school store, kids really need to continue to be engaged and motivated. With time, technology is taking over, and as we're in front of the kids every day, we're trying to figure out ways to keep them excited about coming to school. This is one way. Magical Mondays, wear your house color. We have songs playing, a little dance party as they enter the building. So we also have a school store, and whether it's little trinkets and things that they can earn points for, just to keep them motivated. In the past, you have also gifted us some funds for field trips for students who needed support financially. The staff appreciation has always been something that we've really appreciated and try to keep the teachers motivated as well. The Ron Clark Academy, as I mentioned, and just the different things that go along with that. And Ms. Brown, I have to just give Alex a shout out. To see him in the middle school in the cafeteria with the house meeting of 100 kids, he's a 6th grader, with 6th, 7th, and 8th graders, to stand up and share his ideas in front of everybody and use a big voice without a microphone, that's what that's all about. So proud of him. And he's in the house of Undraka, right? The Orange Tigers. So again, we can't thank you enough for all that you've done and continue to do. You're the best neighbors that anyone could possibly ask for. And thank you for always keeping us in your hearts.